Oh, hold on. Okay, quick video. Okay, this one came up through the guild chat. This is a good explanation or video confirming how Galileo versus Rock kind of pans out in a tier 2 fight. And it's got a couple elements that are worth mentioning. So if you're on the rock about, if you're wondering which Walker commander to go to, I'm going to start compiling good replays in the Commander Replays playlist where this should be. So look for a playlist in the top right up there. There should be a bunch of different commanders you can see with high-level research and so hopefully troops. This is a tier 2 fight, but you get the idea. It's Pitt versus Zukon, 1500 leadership, tier 2 only. They have the same research, similar gear. So first off, he has a very high-level rock, right? 40, 40, and 60 on Annihilator Ray. That's a tier suppression beaten skills. And his Annihilator Ray hit for 78,000 base, and his crit hit for 48,000. So Annihilator Ray hit for 50% bonus damage. Now, Galileo starts triggering his skills, and his base is only hitting for 14,000, so substantially less than Rock. So Rock's hitting for 80,000, and then his base is 16. So their bases are the same, but that Annihilator Ray hits really hard. Once again, that's 131 crit that time, and then 40,000 on the base. Here comes a 78,000 base damage. Was that a base or Annihilator Ray? I think it was Annihilator Ray. Okay, so but now you see Galileo is not hitting for 17 anymore. He's hitting for 24,000. Here comes another Instinct. There's a 59,000 instead of 20,000 for 59,000. He's tripled his damage already. He hits the Walker, base damage 210,000. So his Instinct skill is leveling up his attack and his accuracy every single round, while the Rocks is basically staying the same. Once again, here comes another Instinct, and of course it stacks on top of itself until eventually it resets itself, so it can have a maximum of 6 stacks if you're lucky. More likely 3 to 4 stacks. But here comes a big Annihilator Ray, 52,000 because he has less troops, and then the crit for 28,000. So his Annihilator Ray is hitting twice as hard as basic attack. So that's good to see, because that skill is normally overlooked, but it really does hit hard, and it ignores tier suppression. Not a guaranteed hit skill, but still really good. So Annihilator Ray, real weak because he has very low troops. Annihilator Ray is based off how many troops trigger it. And where are we at? Okay, so now Monkey's still base hitting for 30,000. Double damage. Still, stacks do fall off. And, Zukon's Rock's abilities really aren't hitting much harder. They just kind of stay the same from the beginning. So it's a good example of how, and this fight happens so fast. But let's keep an eye out for some other skills. I know there's a Taurus gem in here that'll compare some damage for us. Let's keep an eye out for it. I might have already missed it. But there's a good example of how the Taurus gem works and how it's just 100% base damage. It's not 100% base attack. So the damage doesn't increase substantially. It just goes up like 50% or something. So there's a good Annihilator Ray, 80,000. There's the base damage, 18,000, substantially less. So good hit on that Annihilator Ray, but it's level 60. I mean, oh man, now Monkey's hitting for 210,000 on his crits. So his damage has gone up substantially. I think they're both using a lot of bonus crit damage material, but they're not critting as much as they'd like. Let's see if we can get one more Taurus gem in here. Let's see. Oh, that Instinct, man. 67,000 base. And of course it stacks on. There's the Taurus. Here comes the Taurus. 12,858. But see, only had 23 troops there, so we can't really see much. It's not a good example there. But I'm sure if you go back in this replay, there's a couple other Tauruses you can see and get an idea of how they hit. They just don't hit as hard as Scorpio and Sagittarius and Leo. They're kind of like the Geminis. But really good replay and a good example of what you can expect from these walkers. And of course, Rock actually came out stronger, was hitting harder, but because Monkey has his heal and his perpetual growth skill, he really does get strong. And Monkey gets to be, the shoe-in for one of the best defensive commanders on the Walker side. But I think I think the game meta and Walkers right now really want to be offensive because of how good Pictor and Hoodoo are. But Monkey certainly is no slouch. So on this side, you've got Monkey, the defending, healing, ramp champion who gets stronger over time and heals himself if he can survive. Versus a commander who beats tier suppression and has really good opening burst. Even though Annihilator Ray is a tier suppression skill, it does hit very hard. So yeah, that was the replay, and good luck on choosing whatever commander you're going with. We'll see you on the next one.